Blessed, good morning, blessing, brand new day to everyone. Hope everyone had a wonderful rest. It's a brand new day. It's time to wake up and get your coffee. This is your new alarm clock. I don't know how long I'm going to maintain it, but I always tell you guys, all good things, it doesn't last for long. But I am here, and it is currently 4 a.m. You guys are sleeping? What did you do? Stay up late last night? Let's begin. Let's begin. Blessed day to everyone. Let's begin with I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for education and entertainment purposes only. Everything shown here represent my personal opinion and is not investment advice. Please conduct your own research or consult a licensed professional before making any financial decision. The stream is part of Uniquely Mia's opening education. Sometimes it'll be ASMR if I have to pause and do a little bit more thinking quietly. And other times, maybe I'll tell you guys a joke, or I'll just have conversation, or I'll vent. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Hope everyone rests. It's a brand new day. What you did not get to complete yesterday, you are here now in this moment. And you have an opportunity. Give thanks for the rest that you received last night, and give thanks for being up right now. So right now I am looking at a chart. This is called a candlestick chart. See, it looks like candles, like upside. Sometimes it's the wick is on the bottom. I don't like it when it's like this. I prefer green and for the wick to be on top. So I'm just like reviewing this candlestick chart, seeing what's happening. All of this is public information. There's many different websites that you can use and just see symbols. Sometimes I just make words up and I would just type a word to see what's happening with it. And I guess red and green, all colors are pretty cool depending on where you're at. You know, think of it like you going shopping. If you're going shopping, you prefer sale, so the color red represents to me sometimes things are on sale, sometimes things are going bad, maybe the company's going out of business. So you really have to speak to a financial advisor or do your own research so that they can explain a little, is red a good thing for you or is red a bad thing for you? Like I said, so it's not a one size fit everyone, because red might be good for me in this moment, but it might be horrible for you. And in another moment, the green candlestick might be wonderful for me, and it might be horrible for you. So no one can explain, is green good for you or is red good for you, except a financial advisor, or except if you teach yourself and you start to pay attention to the charts and understand what's happening. But you have to also look at other things. But welcome, welcome, welcome to Uniquely Mia's channels. This is Uniquely Mia's Mommy Live. It's 4 a.m. Thanks each and every one of you for always supporting the Uniquely Mia's channel. A wonderful young woman doing what she should be doing, what I wish I had done when I was her age. But hopefully she's a motivation and inspiration. And on Uniquely Mia's channel, you get a little bit of everything. But everything that she offers, it's to try to help us with our daily choices make a little better. A little better. She do not offer any financial advice. We just share what she's doing in her life. We share the things that she's looking at the present moment. Out of the eyes of Uniquely Mia's Mommy, I'm here just staring at some charts. This particular chart is known as candlesticks. See, it looks like candles. And like I said, you see a little purple, you see a little red, you see a little green, and each color could be a positive or a negative for someone, but it depends on where you're at and who you are. So that's why I cannot say, hey, red is wonderful for me and it's bad for you to take it and say, hey, red is wonderful for you as well, because everyone's situation is different. This is why it's important. I always tell people they have banks out here, and we have great licensed people who went to school, studied this, and also individual that have been doing this for many, many years. So especially if you live in the United States of America, you have access to these individuals. You do not have to give them any upfront money to have a discussion with them. All you have to do is decide to take some time out of your busy life and make an appointment and go into your local bank and start to have a conversation. Say, hey, I've been seeing this chart. Can you explain what this means to me? Can you explain, how will this impact me? Is this something that I should be aware of? Is this something that I can do? So depending on the day, depending on the moment, I love to see red. If I'm already in there, if I'm not already in there, I love to see red. If I'm thinking about doing something, then, and it depends on the red, because like I said, red could be good and it could be bad. No, it is not. It is not right now what I'm basically looking at. This is just a chart that I'm looking at, and I just make words up, or sometimes I see what companies, things that you use, I see what symbol, I just want to see like what's happening. So I would type the symbol in, and it's really early in the morning because this is a financial chart. No financial information is being offered. I'm just trying to understand myself. So what they do is before the actual game begin, or the rat race, before the actual major debate begins at 9:30, there's something that's called pre. So this is pre. And I don't know how individual get access to information, because I'm a regular person and I have to wait for, well, unless like news was released last night, if information was released yesterday or early morning hours, then most likely you'll see a lot of activities on particular companies. That's an indication of stuff. But for example, this is one candlestick chart that I'm looking at, and this candlestick chart, if someone, I didn't show what company this is, but if someone was already in here, if you already had a piece of this apple sitting there, then you're someone that want to see this green, and you want to see the green increasing. You want to see the green increasing. But if you're someone that's most likely thinking about, hey, I want to do something with this, you may not want to see the green. So this is why you go into the bank and you speak to the financial advisor, and he'll help you based on your risk tolerance and where you're at in life and your age, and it's so wonderful because they're gonna ask you questions. Like I said, everything is not for everyone. When you go to the bank and you speak to the advisor, you can say, something, I'm 18 years old and all I have is $100, or all I could afford is $10 a month. That's what you say to them. All I can afford is $10 a month. I'm 18 years old, and I would like this $10 a month to become whatever. Can you help me? They're going to ask you a bunch of questions. Or you can go in and say, something, I'm 60 years old and I have my $10 a month, but I don't want, I'm not playing with that $10. That's very important to me. What options do you have for me? And the licensed, experienced individuals will be able to assist you with that. We have to use, this is the wonderful thing. Let me tell you, it is wonderful to be in America. The options that we have available to us, a lot of people don't have it, and we take it for granted, and we do not even use it sometimes. A piece of advice you give to your younger self. Oh, a piece of advice that I would give to my younger self? Invest in real estate. I would purchase more real estate. I would purchase. Why you delete the comment? I'm giving you the advice. You ask me and then you retreat. How are you gonna come? Okay, but a piece of advice I would give to my younger self, I would have purchased more real estate. That's what I would have did, honestly. I offer that to you guys free. Free, free, free. But, and I guess like even purchasing real estate, it depends on like, I guess nowadays where you're at but I guess everything, everything in life, it has its good and its bad. There's nothing in life that will be a straight line that I can say, something, do this and you won't encounter obstacles. Everything in life you will encounter obstacle, but if once you understand this, you prepare yourself how to deal with it. But and then another thing too, if you have a great partner in life, if you find someone, great partner, and you guys are hustling together and have the same dream, have babies, have kids, as long as you could afford to have them. Because I know, like I said, everything in life, it's never easy. And having children, it could be kind of difficult if you don't have a good support system. It will be difficult, but I'm speaking about if you have a great support system, because if you're by yourself, you have enough burden to deal with, and that's another. But if you are a single parent by yourself, it could happen. Don't let anyone tell you that because you choose to have this, it just shows your strength. It just shows you can accomplish any single thing like everybody else. You just have to work 10 times harder. But if you are willing to do it, you can make it possible. You can make it happen. But welcome, welcome. Blessings to everyone. I wish blessings upon everyone for a fantastic day. Hope you had a great rest. Right now, I'm basically looking at a chart. And this is called a candlestick chart. And as I say, the chart that I'm looking at, some people may love green, some people may love red, but red, green, or purple could be a positive to anyone, or it could be a negative to anyone. It all depends on where you're at and your situation. So you cannot take, like, I may say, something, oh yes, red, go red, go red. I may be causing harm to someone because someone might be in this already and you don't want red, you want green. So this is why it's extremely important for you to really study, for you to really understand, for you to really speak to the expert. And the expert in this field would be your local financial advisor, okay? This is your financial advisor. Go to your financial advisor who have went to school for many, many years, invested the hours. And the best financial advisor to me is someone that have experience as well too. I make it look easy because what is easy? What's easy? Something that you have been doing for a long time. And I've been doing this for a long time for myself. I've been teaching myself for a long time. One of the things that I usually tell Uniquely Mia when she's beginning a new adventure, I always say to her, remember, you never did this before, so it will be difficult, okay? It will be difficult. But I want you to look at this person over there. You see that person over there? That person was once a little baby just like you. And you see how fantastic and how easy they made it look? Why do you think it's that easy for them? Because they practiced. They learned what they needed to learn. They practiced, and now it's easy for them. And this is how life is. Sometimes I think like the burden that we feel mentally is the years. Sometimes we look at things and be like, oh, it's going to take 5 years. Oh, it's going to take 10 years. Like when I had my babies and I had to pay daycare. Back in the day, daycare was like $200 a week. I don't know how much it is now, but I used to pay like $200 a week. And imagine being a young mom with 3 babies, having to pay $200 a week for each child. You had to pay rent. You had to pay this. But you know what? It was stressful. You had to find food for them. we couldn't have steak or chicken all the time. Most of the meals when I started out in life was fried plantains and scrambled eggs or cabbage, you know? You have to like, okay, this is what I have. Okay, this is what how can I make it work for me right now? And you continue to do, if that involved going to school part-time, if it involved working part-time, if it involved, you know, I can't hang out in the club like I used to, you know, if it involves I have to wear the one shoes, just shine it up and clean it. Do what you do that. Do that. And you know something, always remember that this is not how it's going to be forever. This is how it is in this moment. Okay? But as long as you continue to try and what you're trying to do, you have a purpose, you'll get there and the time will go. So welcome to Uniquely Mia Live. This is Uniquely Mia's mom. I'm not a financial advisor. Basically, I'm here just looking at a stock chart, and I just decided to share this because, you know, everything that we learn, I believe, that's why people that take time out to write books. It's a wonderful thing because books are written to make our life easier, whether it's a religious text, whether it's a YouTube show teach you how to do something. It's to make your life easier. Somebody already went through something. And like I said, in the banks, they have great financial advisors, and it's free to speak to the financial advisors. It's free to go in and have a conversation with them. And you should definitely go on and let me tell you the people that you should speak to. You should have a conversation with an insurance specialist. And I'm speaking all type of insurance, okay? Whether it's life insurance, whether it's renter's insurance, whether it's property insurance, because this is life, okay? You make your income. You will be making your income. Right? And from your income, one day you want to have a family, or if family, you got to take care of yourself. Yourself should be first. You have yourself, right? Then from yourself, you have to pay rent. Hopefully you don't pay rent for too long because your goal is for one day you start off life. If you have to start off here, you start off here. But one day you want to move up to paying a mortgage, right? Or if you're really smart enough, you don't have to take a mortgage. The only reason why people take a mortgage is because they don't have enough money to buy the house. If you start to save correct, then you have your cash. If you have your cash, you could purchase your home. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, it's not this to purchase a home with cash, or whether if you have enough cash, you purchase your home, right? If you do not have the cash, that's why I said this is the wonderful thing about living in America. Because if you do not have 100% of the cash to invest in a property, you can go to the bank and you can say, you know something, I only have 3%. I only have 5%. I only have 10%. I only have 25%. Now, follow me. The more percent you have to purchase a home, the better for you. I'm gonna give you guys a little. I'm deviating a little from stocks now. Well, but I'm giving you information. This is what I've learned over the years. Let me explain it to you, why it's beneficial to you. But it's choices for everyone. Okay, let me show you. So you have a mortgage. Why do people go to the bank and take a mortgage? The bank definitely make a lot of money from you with a mortgage, but being able to go to the bank and get a mortgage put an opportunity at your hands, give you an opportunity. A lot of people do not have 100% cash. Many of us do not have 100% cash to go and purchase a property, but still we want to be able to have a piece of the pie. We want to own a home. So what do? We go to the bank. We go to the bank and we say, hey, can you lend me some money? I would like to purchase this property, but I don't have 100% cash. So the bank is going to say, okay, what do you have? I have maybe 3% of the purchase price or the selling price of the property. Can you help me? When you go into your local bank, they have so many programs. And if you live in the United States, they have so many incredible, they have FHA loans. They have Sony Mae loans. They have conventional loans. They have so many options available, but you would not know about this unless you make an appointment. Look at me promoting the banks, huh? I should be the bank. I should have been the bank where I could say, you know something, come to me and I'll give you your options. Come to me and I'll give you your options. But no, like I said, young people, yeah, especially young people, a lot of times things that hinder us is that we feel we cannot do it. And a lot of times there's people that gatekeep information. And I'm someone that do not gatekeep information because I want everyone to win. It's enough for all of us to win. So with real estate, like I said, if you do not have 100% of the cash, you go in, make an appointment with your loan officer or mortgage specialist in the bank, and you can tell them how much money you have saved. And you have to be honest. You have to be honest when you go into the bank. Do not be embarrassed. Okay, do not think that you need a substantial amount of money, because you may not have a substantial amount of money today, but most likely you will have it tomorrow. And it's good that you have the information. And whatever amount of money you have now, you can speak to that expert in the bank so that they can say, listen, here is they have incredible books. And whatever somebody tell you, when you go to the bank, if they're telling you something, they should be documented information to support what they're saying. If they're describing a particular mortgage where you only need a certain percent, if the interest rate is this, it should be some type of documentation with definition to support what they're saying. And if they do not have it available, ask them, can they order one and you can come back and pick it up? Because when you're dealing with your money, whatever somebody tells you, you want that person to support it, okay? Even if you go in and decide like, hey, you know that you use a lot of toothpaste, whatever brand toothpaste you use, you know that you use this every single day. You know, every time you go to the supermarket and you're buying groceries, you're purchasing the same stuff over and over. So you can write down the name of those products and go into your bank and be like, hey, tell me about the company that's doing this. How long have they been in business? Is it a good idea if I was to, what's the benefit to me of look into this company? What's the negative about this? So this is what financial advisors do. And this is what a loan officer, not a regular loan officer, because in the bank, they have many different type of loan officer. You may have a loan officer just for like a personal loan and stuff like that. But you want to go and speak to a mortgage. Sometimes the mortgage officer or a mortgage loan officer is not in the local branch. You have to make a special appointment with them. And either they call you or you meet with them. But these people are experts in what they're doing, and they're fantastic. They know so much, and we do not take advantage of them. So I love real estate. I love real estate. To me, the quickest way well, not the quickest way, one of the ways, but in life, you always have to have diversification. You have a little bit of this, okay? Because you start off life by yourself. You start off life by yourself, then you find a partner in life, hopefully, and then it becomes two of you. And then you guys start to produce. So you see diversification happening here. So even when you have your money, this is your cash. You have $100. From your $100, you pay yourself. From that, you pay your rent, if you have rent, right? Or you pay your mortgage, right? After that, you have to get food. It's funny that rent and mortgage come before food, right? But you don't want to wind up on the street. So when you go into like a financial advisor, they have wonderful books that will help you understand how you should be using your money. And they even have formula. I can't even remember. They have like, I think it used to be like 33% of whatever you make go to rent, high number. Then you have to save a little. Then you want to invest a little. Then you want to have a little insurance. Then you want to have something for fun. You know, a lot of times people take their money and they put fun up here. But if you want to accomplish, if you're living in the moment and you're just living for this moment right now and your income, then this is the most important thing to you. But if it's all about you, if you don't have any responsibility and in life it's just you right now and you're a young person and this is how you want to be, then no problem. That's what I said, that how everything is not for everyone. If you are someone, if we all, like Mia would say, there's something that release from us that make us happy. For me, making me happy, I love to see my savings. I love to save. So if I have a dollar in a bank account, I love when I go back tomorrow to see $2. Then the next day I love to see $3. Whatever account I have, I love to see it increasing. I get a high from this. I get a high from knowing that I just purchased this property and then I purchased this property. Some people get a high. This party's going on. Hey, let's go, let's go. Hey, let's go, let's go. I'm crazy. I apologize. Oh, I took it too far. I apologize, but it's the truth. Some people, happiness is from always just partying what's going on, spending that cash, and that's a wonderful thing, because I had a nightclub once. So that's what I say to you, everything is not for everyone, because when I had my nightclub, I had, hey, come, let's go. I love those. I love you guys that came out and was like dropping the $1,000 on the bar and buying bottles and drinks for everyone. I love it because I was the owner. I was the owner of that establishment. So when you are the owner, you want everyone to come in. You want everyone to come and spend that money, because that's the side. But I'm speaking from the side of the one that's spending the money. And in life, you can come to the club, but you don't have to drop your entire paycheck in the club. You could come to the club unless, if you do once in a while, if you work 12 months out of the year and you take maybe a week a paycheck or 2 weeks a paycheck and you go to the club and want to have a good time, that's not going to hurt you. But what's going to hurt you is if you do it every single time. If every single week you get your paycheck and you just go straight to the club and you're having fun, and you're not thinking about any of these things, that's what's going to hurt you, because in life, you have strength, you're able to work now, but you don't know what the future holds. So that's why it's important to make certain type of moves early. It's important, and you have to balance and you have to have diversification. And if you go into your local bank and speak to a financial advisor, and not every financial is going to be fantastic. I'm fantastic. Okay. I'm fantastic. I know what I mean by someone being fantastic, meaning that they have they have a wealth of knowledge as far as mortgage, because I think everything connects. Somebody's fantastic. If you go on and speak to a financial advisor, they'll explain this to you, right? You're going into them and you want to understand this. Right. And if they can explain this to you and they can advise you correctly based on all that stuff. But then at the same time, what they can say to you, something, if you're invested in this, why don't you speak to a tax expert? Or, okay, so you could do a little here. Why don't you make an appointment to speak to our mortgage specialist? So that's how I define somebody as fantastic. Somebody's fantastic is you go in to speak to them about one area and they're able to give you other option or point you in the direction to speak to somebody else, because it's all about you setting yourself up and you trying. All of this is basically trying in life. Spend less, earn more. Only tips you need. Spend less, earn more. But you have to enjoy life as well too, because let me tell you a story. I knew someone that worked. I knew a man. He worked for he was a doorman. He was a doorman in the city, and he worked for 35 years as a doorman. And he never took a vacation. He never ever took a vacation. I don't even know, maybe he called in sick once or twice, but 35 years he worked as a doorman. And I always said to him, why don't you take a vacation? He was like, oh, when I retire, I'm going to take my vacation. I'm just waiting. Do you know, one day before he retired, he died? One day before he retired. Saddest story. And I always remember this. Nothing is guaranteed in life. Tomorrow is not guaranteed to any of us. Okay? We make plans. It's like what the saying is? I don't even remember the saying. But you work now, right? You want to put aside a little for tomorrow, but at the same time, you want to enjoy what this world have to offer. You have to do everything in moderation. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you want to do everything. So I would never tell Mia, like I tell Mia, Mia would say, Mia is a student, which is rare. 4.0. I don't know how she did it. This girl got all A's during her undergrad education, except one time. I think one time she got a B. She took a graduate class when she was a sophomore in college, and she got a B. She is rare. There's some people that are just rare like that. But I think each one of us have our rareness. It might be education for her. She might be an A student. For me, my rareness might be taking $1 and make it into $2. You know, for you, it might be something else. You might take a piece of wood and carve something fantastic. That's why I said that how we all have something great within us. But one thing we all as human beings is that we have to have shelter. We all enjoy, I think, delicious food. We all enjoy seeing something a little different. So this is why you have to get to know yourself. Like, what is it that you want? What is it that makes you happy? What you're preparing for the future, but you're not starving yourself of the present moment. We live in a society where you have to have the newest holiday every month. Well, yeah, because you don't have to. We live in a society that is always selling something. In order for the system to continue to work, you know, you have to constantly be purchasing things, and they understand that what makes people happy. And so this is why you have to be strong. You really have to know yourself. I think that's where it comes from. You know, you hear about peer pressure and all that other stuff. You have to know yourself, and you have to be mentally strong, and you can be around anyone, and peer pressure, you'll walk away. Because I have witnessed uniquely Mia, where I'm in her presence, or her older sister's in her presence, and she's around family members, and she has cousins that's younger than her, and they're drinking beer and they're doing this stuff, and Mia's right there in the center, and they're like, here, and she's like, get away from me, what are you doing? She's like, get away from me, what are you doing? So she is just that strong. She just know herself. She know what she likes. She know who she is. And no matter how they come at her, they cannot break her. You know, so it's either, and I always look at life like this. It's like, sometimes I see like, imagine a little toddler and a mother. I'm going to use a mother because I'm a mother, not just saying it's a mother. But sometimes I see a little toddler and a mother. And the little toddler is screaming, and the mother is yelling. And I'm looking at that, and I'm like, what are you doing? That's a little toddler. That's a little baby. You're having a big argument with it. Does that make sense with someone that you carried a little baby? So if you're a grown person, but that is because a lot of times, you see the Bible, there's rules out here, and you have to teach children rules. And you cannot wait until they meet a certain age. It's like this chart that I'm looking at. The earlier, the years that you have in paying attention to a chart like this, the easier it becomes. But if you never paid attention to it, if the chart was always there and you never paid attention to it, and then all of a sudden, years later, you want to figure, I'm going to do it. It's like kids. You have to teach kids there's a way to behave, there's a way not to behave. And even adults, you teach adults on how to treat you. A lot of adults some adults will really treat you horrible because they got away with treating you horrible because you accepted it. It doesn't matter the reason why. And if you accepted something for a moment, when you realize that, listen, I'm not going to accept this anymore, and you walk away from it, you stop it, you end that. So So it's like everything refer back to, you have to know yourself. Learn and understand what makes you happy, who you are, what is it that you would like to achieve in this life, whether it's a simple vacation, whether it's Coney Island, whether it's a beach date, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. And also never be afraid if you write something, okay, today I would like to achieve this. In 1 year from today, I want to achieve this. Never be afraid a year from now, you're like, you know something, I don't want this anymore. And I think that's what it is that people do, you know, and a lot of time people hold us hostage to things that we said. You know, you may have said, okay, I'll do so and so. That's why a great thing is you never say, okay, I promise I'm going to do this. You can say, you know something, I'll try to do this. I'll try to see if I can do it. Because some people come back at you and be like, you promised me, you promised me, you promised me. But I promised you when I did not have full understanding of everything. Now that I see things and understand things differently, this is why, like a salesperson never want you to leave. They always try to get you to sign on the dotted line, because the minute you decide to walk away and leave, you have time to think. And some people, if whatever they're trying to sell you, if it's not the greatest of the greatest, or there's some loopholes in it, they always try to get you to commit at that dotted in that moment. The best thing you can ever do for yourself is always sit, hear the information, and say, you know something, I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow. And walk away. Walk away. Really think about what was just told to you, really study it, and then you can go back if you feel, you know something, this makes sense. Or maybe you would come up with other questions that you need answer, and then you go back. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning. I'm trying to stop saying good morning. I'm trying to get away from that. But blessings to everyone. Right now, you're looking at a chart. This is a candlestick chart. And like I said, you see different colors. You see green here, you see purple here, you see red here. And every color means something. Every color could be a positive or it could be a negative. But one thing, not everyone, it's not going to be a positive or a negative to everyone at the same time, depending on where you're at. Depending on if you're in this already. If you're in here already, then we love to see green like this. If you're already in this, a part of this, we love to see this green candlestick. This is considered a candlestick. We love to see the movement of this green candlestick if we're already here. If you're already here and you see this red candlestick going down, we don't want to see this. We don't want to see this. Okay? So to learn more about candlestick, and you don't even have to worry about candlestick. If you go in to the bank and speak to a financial advisor, you don't have to worry about this, because financial advisor, they're the ones that's going to worry about this and things like that. And they'll be able to tell you what they'll do and what they'll not do. Because most of us do not have the time. Do not have the time, unless this is your job to do. Unless you decide to say, you know something, this is my job and this is what I'm going to do. You don't have to worry about this. Because what you can do is, you have a 9 to 5, go into your local bank, speak to your financial advisor, and they're going to ask you a series of questions, and they'll be able to assess you. The bank always win, young lady. You know something? A lot of people always win. A lot of people always win, but you can win too. They win on a different level than you. And I'm an old lady. I'm not a young lady, D. Okay, I'm an old lady. So that means I have a couple of years behind me. Okay? So if you go with that mentality that I am not going to partake in this because they always benefit, then you are depriving yourself of a lot. There will always be someone higher than you in life. They will always be someone that's making more than you in life. That's just how it is, unfortunately. That's just how it is. No one is ever equal. Okay, but that's why I say to you, everything is not for everyone. But one of the things that when I read a sentence like that, like this person or the bank always win, it's like, the next thing is like, what's the point? Okay, so what are you going to do? just sit down and constantly think they always win? Or you're going to say, you know something? Yes, they always win, but how can I win with what I have? How can I win with the little that I have? Instead of seeing that as a negative, you have to like turn around and say, how can I win? What is it that you want to win with? What is your goal? What is it that you want? Don't obsess over money. That's what I say. It's not about obsessing over money, because unless like you purchase a piece of land and you're living on your land and you're growing your own food and you have your food, your land is producing all what you need, and you don't have to take part in like society in the cities that we live in. That's a completely different thing. But if you're part of the rat race, if you're part of the community that have to get up and go and do that 9 to 5, would you not say you're obsessed with that? Because you're not doing that 9 to 5 for air. You're doing it in order to receive that money. And when you receive that money is going to allow you to pay for your shelter. It's going to allow you to get food. And if you need a warm coat, it's going to allow you to get a warm coat. If you have children, it may allow you to purchase a little gift for your kids. So it's not about being obsessed with money. It's about money is a part of your daily life, and it's how you choose to spend that money and what makes you happy. Money, once you have the money, you're able to have a sense of happiness because you're able to pay your rent, you're able to pay your mortgage, you're able to buy a McDonald's, or you're able to buy a steak, you're able to take your kids to an amusement park, you're able to make sure your kids have proper shoes, you're able to take your kids to the doctor's appointment, you're able to, if you have insurance, or make that co-payment. So you cannot say do not become obsessed with money. It's not about, you should not become obsessed with anything in life. You should not become obsessed with anything, but you should be knowledgeable about everything. Because if you have knowledge on everything, then you will be able to make choices based on who you are as a person. And who you are as a person and what makes you happy may be completely different from someone else. Just because you're saying a lot doesn't mean you're making a point. Well, I'm making some type of point for you to say that. I may not be smart to you, but I'm smart to myself. So people always call it a rat race. It's buzzword. It's not that. A jobs where I do something is something good. Obsessing over trade bait in the stock market is what's keeping people from doing honest work. Honest work. Do you know what a financial advisor is? Do you know, the honest work that you have, this is it's different sectors in life. It's different jobs in life, just like a plumber, just like an electrician, just like a carpenter, just like a teacher, just like a professor. This is another job. But unfortunately, people that study and do investment is what keep the economy. If this investment thing, this is not about being obsessed with this. It's just another hobby. It's many hobbies out here that you can have. Some people drink alcohol. Some people play the lotto. It's a lot of things that people do. It's just another form of investment. This is just information, and information is free. My ex-girlfriend left me for this really hot gym guy. I think I heard this comment before, and I can't stop looking at the photo of him. He's gorgeous. Well, if he's gorgeous, I understand that. So you're getting some type of pleasure from that. So continue to enjoy that. Yeah, but this is what the core sickness of pure. Let me tell you, it's a lot of things. It's so many things. It's so many things, that sickness. There's people that's suffering from like so many different illness in the world. We are in this world, and while you're here, you try to make the best of it. And that's why I say to you, not everything is for everyone. And this is why it's important for you to speak to your local financial advisor, speak to a mortgage representative, speak to a tax accountant, and there's a lot of places that you can speak to these people for free. Ladies, show Show the last 90 days, please. You want to see the last 90 days? Okay, let's see the last 90 days. Want to see the last 90 days. What do you want to see the last 90 days of? I like to keep what am I looking at? Let's see the last 90 days. I like to keep my one. So you said show the last 90 days. So that means you have a little understanding of something. I'm gonna show year to date. Let's see. This is year to date I'm looking at. Let's see what's happening year to date. This is year to date I'm looking at. But I'm just looking at these charts. There's nothing on thing. What he's saying? It's Candid Sin. I speak the word of God. Candid Sin, you speak the word of God. What word of God? What word of God did you speak so far? All words that come out of you, God lived within everyone. So are you saying that how the words that come out of everyone is, if God lived within everyone, if you're saying you speak the word of God, then it's clearly you understand that God lived within every human being, because so if God is a part of every human being, why would you say the words that come out? It's something different. Hello, getting ready to go back to sleep, but do you teach trading? No, I don't teach trading. I don't teach trading. I'm just showing you the chart to try to inspire and encourage you to go into your local bank and speak to your financial advisor so that you can understand what's happening a little more, and how to invest and how to save, and options that's available to you as far as like savings account, checking account, CDs, investment account, insurance. Is so many. Repair, go check out Cameron Ross. He actually knows his stuff. Okay, good for him. If good, shoot, that's wonderful. I see candle. I think yes, that was candle. Profit and loss. Okay, hola, cola. Okay, yes. But welcome. Good morning. Oh, wow. You guys I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for taking such time out of your busy schedule, for leaving comments. Oh, you made me feel so special. I love all of it. All of it. All your comments are welcome. Please continue. Please continue to leave those comments. It's a brand new day today. Whatever you didn't accomplish yesterday, if you was feeling sad yesterday, or if it didn't go how you wanted to go, you have another day. If you was happy yesterday, you're excited for today. Welcome. Thank you for your support. If you have not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, share the live. This is a Uniquely Mia's mommy on the live. I'm not Uniquely Mia. Uniquely Mia is a wonderful young graduate student, and I'm just trying to support her and help her. And her channel is all about positivity. She's trying to create a cross-culture experience. She's sharing her life as a graduate student with you. And she does technology videos, entertainment videos, travel videos, life as a graduate student. And she blessed me with the honor to log in, because I'm normally logged in at 4 a.m. and I'm normally looking at charts by myself. So I'm like, something, why don't I change? Why don't I just share it? We have this is just the world that we're living in, and this is not for everyone. This is not for everyone to do. And but I think it's important to know all options that's always available to us. Just like when you decide, if you graduate from high school, you can either go to university or college, and you have options as far as like what you're going to study. Or you may decide to, something, I don't want to go to college. I want to start my own business, or I want to get a job. All of those things are options, and you would not know that those things were available to you unless someone informed you of it. And the reasons why we have so many different options in life, because everything is not for everyone, which is pretty good. My girlfriend broke up with me today at the time I found this video, and she is mad because why do I always message the people that she doesn't know? My mom, my dad, and my bro. Well, she broke up with you. So now you don't that's not your problem anymore, right? You don't have to worry about her being upset with you or anything. Start looking at charts like I'm looking at charts. Go into the bank and make some appointment with your financial advisor, your mortgage specialist, your loan specialist, your insurance specialist. Even go to your local insurance company. I'm not going to recommend any insurance company because each and every one have its good, but some is worse than others. I can tell you that. I should tell you which ones to stay away from and why. What do I mainly invest in? I invest in everything. I have mutual funds, I have stocks, I have annuities, I have insurance. I have a lot. I have real estate. I have everything. In life, I have to plug up. Diversification is the key. If you never put your eggs in one basket, imagine you have like cash and you have cash at home and something happened. I'm trying to charge up my 1 second. Diversification is the key. Is this thing charging? Okay. Diversification is the key to things. You can go into your bank. If you there's so many banks around. If you live in the United States, I'm thinking that you live in the United States. You can go into the United States, a bank, and ask a financial advisor. They have some great booklets or prospectus and disclosure and pretty things that basically break down the definition of everything, which stocks, what stocks are trading, or like you can go to like there's a lot of like Yahoo Financing, like for example, let's just go. This is let me see, I think I have Yahoo. I usually use you can go to like Yahoo Finance, yahoo.com. And like you see up here, you see it says market. You can go to market. And here they have all type of different things. You can come here. I don't know what's wrong. I'm in a third world country and the internet is not that great. But you can come and you can look for what you want to look for. You can see like most active. You can see like what's trending. You can see top gainer, top loser, 52 weeks gainer, 52 weeks loser. And it tells you a lot. It gives you the symbol. It gives you the name of the company. It gives you a price. It gives you like, this was yesterday. It tells you like how much did it go up as far as the dollar wise. It gives you the percent wise. It tells you the volume, the amount that was traded in one day. It gives you a 3-month average of the amount that's exchange hands. It gives you the market cap. It gives you a lot of information. It gives you the 52 weeks change, if it was a positive or negative, to find out really more information about what all this mean and why would it be important to you, is to really go into your bank and speak to your financial advisor. But it's too much. So it depends on like what you're looking for and your risk tolerance and all these other stuff. But this is why they have some people that's called financial advisors in the bank. You go into them. Do you use any program? Well, the only program I use is my mind, my own brain, and based on experience. I think, because if I'm based on my experience and my years of doing what I've been doing, that's what I rely on. And I use, like I said, I use this. I use Yahoo. I use what is it? I use Thinkswim is pretty good, because I don't really want to even promote anything, but I'm not even going to promote any company. What you can do is, like I said, speak to your financial advisor. But there's some companies, some fantastic, I don't even know how they're making money. There are some companies out here that you can set up like accounts, but you can have like a dummy, not real money. And you can start practicing with like fake money and making real moves with real things, but it's not real money. So it's like you're practicing and getting to know, but this is something a lot of us don't have time for. And that's why I cannot continue to stress, go in and speak to a financial advisor, because a financial advisor is like you're sick, okay? If you're sick and you're not a doctor, even a doctor, they said, shouldn't treat himself. But if you're sick, the first thing we normally do is we run to the hospital. And the reason why we run to the hospital is because they have doctors there and they have the equipments there and they can help us. The same thing with investment. What you're looking at, I'm not telling you to go and do any of this stuff on your own. What I'm telling you, what I'm trying to do, because believe it or not, you may be familiar with this. You may be an expert about with this, but a lot of people out there don't know about this, don't know anything about this. So what I'm doing is just showing you something. And I'm showing you this and I'm saying, listen, go and speak to the expert. The financial expert. Think of the financial expert just like a doctor. The doctor is an expert for when you're sick. When you want to learn about investing and what you should do and what you shouldn't do, you go and speak to that expert. And that expert is called a financial advisor. That's who you would go and speak to. When I was first getting started in college, I relied heavily on learning through paper trading. Oh, okay. Wow. But you know what's that's interesting. How did you get your information? Because it's like today, right now, it's like we depend so much on technology. So how did you you learned basically on past. You were taught based on what happened in the past. Were you able to like learn from real life present moment? And how did they transfer that information? Hunter, that question was for you, because you said that how you relied on paper. So was it like trading spaces, but you had to head to the city? Because I know like the headquarters was in New York City. So did you have to go there and put in the order? But welcome. Happy to have everyone here. This is Uniquely Mia's channel. Uniquely Mia is a graduate student. Basically, her channel is about diversification. She welcomes all comments as long as everyone communicate respectfully. She shows you her life as a graduate student. But at present, the voice that you're hearing is Uniquely Mia's mom. You know, I'm normally by myself at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. So I decided to share it with you guys because I don't know. I think of it as like Job. You guys know Job from the Bible? All the things that Job went through. Imagine he didn't write. Imagine it wasn't written down. Paper trading in a stimulated trading way, like you were speaking about. Okay. So that means you're good. That means you should be good because, you know, one of the best things is to me is someone that really have experience, because you probably came across so many obstacles and you had to figure it out. You had to figure out so many things. You know what technology do? Technology make things a little faster, a little quicker, but at the same time, sometimes it's good to make a mistake because you learn from that mistake and you just become greater. You know, when I learn stuff, I have came across so many different things. And like, sometimes I walk into the bank now and I may ask some people a simple question, which they should know the answer to, and they don't know the answer to it because they have depend on the technology and to give them all the answer, that they cannot even answer a question without typing what you just said to them in a computer, which is very sad. But thank each and every one of you, because your moments in this world is so precious. And look what you chose to do. You took time out. I don't know what it was, but I appreciate you. I don't know if it's your support to Mia or my voice that drew you in, or the color on the screen that drew you in, but whatever drew you in, I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful that everyone is here and you're actually taking time to leave these comments. And I hope I said something to inspire you or encourage you, because I didn't just speak about stock charts for anyone that came in. I spoke about all this stuff too. Because life, like I said, whether you believe it or not, you know, right now you're here, but the more you receive, you can't wait until you become
get like the millions dollars. You can't wait until you get like the millions and millions of dollars. You know, you got to be prepared. If you played a lotto, if you played a lotto, why are you going to wait until you have the money to know your options? Okay? If you tell yourself, listen, I will have that $10 million, all right? If you tell yourself, right, that you're going to have this, right? How are you going to spend this? You can't wait until you get it. Right now, you don't have it, but you have to prepare. You have to make preparations. And the way you make preparations is, okay, you want to buy a house, got to get that house, right? You want to get some type of protection, right? You want to do your investments, your bank accounts, right? Your cash, whatever. You have to, your boat, I don't know what it is. You want to travel. You have to make preparation. You have to, a lot of people call this like a vision board. And it's really true because I know you're not doing that 9 to 5 every day thinking, oh, you're going to be doing this for the next 30 years. And what are you going to get out of it? You're just going to receive your 9 to 5 paycheck to pay your rent, your mortgage, your house, buy a little food, and then you wake up and you do the same thing all over again? No, you want to make sure your 9 to 5 is giving you enough where you say, you know something, today's Friday. Remember Fridays and Saturday used to be a special day? That's where you treat yourself to like a nice meal at a restaurant, or you jump on a train or a boat and go somewhere for the weekend. This is what this 9 to 5 should be giving you. It should be giving you more than just paying your rent, just paying your household bills. It should be giving you a lot more. Okay? And when I mean by a lot more, even if you have $10 left, that $10 you should go to McDonald's. McDonald's have dollar menu. Okay? Sometimes even Popeyes have all day. I'm telling you, honestly, when I started out in life, right, and this is no joke, all I used to eat was eggs, okay? And I had eggs for breakfast. I had eggs for lunch. Is that it?
I think so.
Oh, I don't know. I had eggs for breakfast. And don't knock it. I had eggs for breakfast. I had eggs for lunch. I had eggs for dinner. I had eggs for snack. And why? Because I could have got 12 eggs for $2 back in the days, okay? 12 eggs. And how did I have it for breakfast? I would fry one egg and I had it with a slice of bread. That was breakfast. Then I would make some eggs. I would, some days, I could boil the eggs. And after you boil the eggs, I'm going to show you the recipe. Boil the egg, remove the shell from the eggs after you boil it. Then you fry the outside of the eggs and you stew that up with some type of sauce, and you cook a cup of rice, and then you had like a stew eggs with rice. And then you go for dinner. You could have like eggs and plantains. So, I mean, and this is where I was at. And was I the happiest? No, I wasn't the happiest. Especially when I had people around me, because I had all my girlfriends around me and they were like, they had their boyfriends or husband that were established, and they had their beautiful apartments with their beautiful furnitures. And me as a young girl, I used to feel sad. I used to be very sad that all I was eating with eggs. But why did I have to eat eggs? Because I was a student. I can't even spell. I was a mother, right? And what I choose to do was I was going to school and I was a mother. And I had to pay for daycare. And I also had a job. I had a part-time job. So the money that I received from this job, it was barely enough to pay rent. I had to pay for daycare for my daughter. So these two went first. And I had to eat. So I had to make the eggs work for us. And I was happy to take my daughter to school because she was provided with a meal in addition to what I provided. But you know what? I went to school. I worked really hard. I got promoted. I received more money. And every time I receive a promotion or I receive a raise of pay, I continue to live as if I did not receive that raise of pay. And I saved that extra money. And then I decided to invest in my first property, which I gave thanks to. And that's how it started. So just because you have to eat eggs today don't mean that you'll be eating eggs every day, but it's sacrifice. And what I did this for me. And would you believe, I said to you that I have friends that I used to like cry because I saw how I was living and I saw how they was living. And I used to like really feel bad, but I'm not joking when I tell you this. Listen to what I say to you. Listen to what I say to you right now. When I was doing all of these things and feeling sad inside, but yet continuing to do what I do, it's what, 40 years now? And would you believe that the same people that I used to feel a way about because I figured they had everything, they are in the exact same position. They are in the same apartment that they were 40 years ago. And I didn't know how they was living. I just knew what they had. But I'm telling you, I don't eat eggs for breakfast, lunch, or dinner anymore. Stu just bought a big snapper for me, okay? So I am not this. And a mother, you'll always be a mother, but I don't have any, my kids are all grown up. All grown, all independent young women. Okay? So where you're at in life, don't let it hold you back. You have to have a plan and a purpose and work in accomplishing that. And if all you have is bread, if all you have is peanut butter and bread, eat it and be grateful for it. And always know it's not always going to be that way. You will have choices in life, but you're only going to have those choices if you put your plan together and continue to work on fulfilling what you want to work for. And now I'm so proud of myself. The greatest thing that I'm proud of myself of is that uniquely Mia never knew this. None of my girls never knew this. Because of the hard work that I did, I tried to not let them know this. But they know it from my lived experience. Okay? A boiled egg. Stu is making breakfast. A boiled egg. I'm now talking about I don't have to eat eggs anymore, and he's offering me boiled eggs because you know something, eggs is fantastic. I don't want a boiled egg. No, thank you. I'm going to move up. I'm going to have some cheese and bread this morning. Okay, let me see what you're saying. Giveaway winner is coming soon. Always learning. That's the key. Yup, perfectly said. Always learn. You should put that on a t-shirt. That is so perfect. Can you uniquely Mia have that? Maybe she'll put that on a t-shirt. You have to get a lawyer. Change your last name. What? Why have to get a lawyer and change your last name? Why you say that? Change your last name. Have to get a lawyer and change your last name. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Blessed be to everybody. Give thanks that you were meant to wake up this day. It's a wonderful day. Hope everyone is feeling well. Do not stress too much. It's easier said than done. I understand it. I know it well. Walk. Take a walk. Meditate. If you have warm water, take a nice bath. I don't care. Just do what you need to do to make yourself feel good. Right now, I'm here. I'm looking at this is a chart that I'm looking at. And as I said earlier, this is called a candlestick chart that I'm looking, and you notice the green, there's red, there's purple. And depending on who you are and where you're at, and if you're in here, if you're not, the colors could be positive, it could be negative, okay? If I was in here, I'm enjoying this green. If I'm not in here and I'm thinking about getting in here, then most likely I want to see red, but then at the same time, red could mean something really negative. So go into your financial advisor, your local bank, and speak with them. With that much money, you can be around anyone. That is not in your income bracket. People are watching and waiting. With what much money? I don't have this much money. We dreaming. We're all in the same bracket. This is what we would like. to have one day. Having this just it gives you a little piece that you don't have to worry about money. That's what this is for some people. For other people, it's like, I guess, having this money, they want to go and do whatever they want to do. But sometimes having this is just about because look at what's going on in the world now. You work so many years and then you're losing your job and stuff. So it's so important that you really understand that when you work, you have to learn to invest wisely. You have to learn to save wisely, because you have to work for the next 30, 40 years. Things are going to happen. It's not always going to be great. Not every week you're going to go into work and your check is going to be there. You have to think about what if something happened and you're not getting this check? Oh, like mother, like daughter. Well, it's the only one that we know. It's the only one that we know. So this is what this is about. You have to know what you want in life. And the younger you are, it's incredible. That's why, think of Michael Jackson, rest his soul. He was fantastic at what he did. He did it for so many years. And even when he became that great, when he had the world at his feet, he didn't stop. He never stopped. He continued to practice. He continued to prepare. That's what greatness is. It's all about continuing to practice. But I'm just like sharing what I do for myself. This is a hobby, and it's a hobby. It has good and it has bad, but you have to understand it. And this is not something I'm trying to say, hey, you go and do this. What I'm saying to you is, get information. It's good to know all of the options that you have available to you. And you choose, something, this is not for me. This is not for me. But how can you say something is not for you if you never, ever had the information? You're going to wait until you get that $100 million? Why am I only writing $1 million? Let's make it 100 million. Okay? What do you want to make it, Stu? How much money do you want? Something, get a piece of paper. How much money would you like? Huh?
40 million would be fine.
Stu said he wants 40 million. If I'm going to ask, why not ask? Why not ask for everything? I'm going for 200 million. I want $200 million. That's what I want. I want 200 million. Okay? That's my goal. 200 million. What am I going to do with it? I might take it and go and make everybody else rich too, because I only have so many years. What am I going to do with all this? How could you have so much and see so many people suffering? So my life might change in what makes me happy. Because right now, when I make other people happy, I feel good. Especially I feel good. But it's only so much that I can do. But something, I'm proud of myself that I do the little that I can do. And I'm not like, oh, when I get this, then I'll do this. You have to learn what can you do with what you have? And always aim for more. Yes, most definitely. There'll always be. But something, it's two type of people in my life. It's either you be a leader or you be a follower. That's why I said it goes back to, you have to know yourself. What sort of person are you? Okay, are you going to be, if you're a follower, then you're allowing other people to influence you. I'm not trying to influence you in anything. What I'm trying to do is educate you. What I'm trying to say is, listen, hey, did you notice this over there? Speak to this person, because I'm thinking that we're all living in the same society, so that means we all have to pay our mortgage. We all have to pay rent. We all have to pay housing. I'm just going to say housing. We have to pay housing expense, food expense. I want 400 million. Okay, Ken, 400. Yes. Right. Okay. So you know what? Write it, get a piece of paper and put that 400 million and tape it. Okay. And then you know what you have to do? For that 400, you have to make preparations. You have to prepare the way because that 400 million is coming to you. But you cannot wait until you get because you know what's going to happen? When you get that 400 million, you're going to be like in such shock that your brains is going to freeze. It's going to freeze and you won't know what to do. You're going to be trembling. You probably pass out. But if you have your plan, right? Your plan with 400 million, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. When your 400 million come to you, you know what you're going to do? Yes, I got the 400 million. Where's the plan? Where's the plan? Okay, because you created the plan. You created the plan prior to this coming. So as soon as you get this, just go and grab your plan. But if you do not do this and you receive the 400 million, this is how easy, it wasn't easy to come by, but that's how quick it's going to disappear. Because now you're going to go to other people and other people are going to tell you what to do with your 400 million. And it might not be the best thing for you to do. But before your money came, if you knew that, hey, I would like to own 16 apartment building. I would like to own whatever house in whatever area. Why did I choose this area? The property tax is not that expensive. It's a decent neighborhood. I like blah, 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 blah. Okay, I want to set this account up. I want to set this account up for Mia. I want to do this for my grandson. I want to do this. You already have your plan. You already had your plan. And the best time to make plan is when you don't have it, because you know, like the ups and downs, you know, the headaches, the things that you do not like and the things that you do like. So write your 400 million goal on a piece of paper, and then you get another sheet of paper and start to project how would you spend it. Make preparation, it's coming to you. But welcome to Uniquely Mia's Live. Thank each and every one of you for your support. If you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Support this wonderful young woman. She is a graduate student. One of the reasons why she created this YouTube channel is because she heard the stories. Honestly, we all hear the stories of what people say that they're receiving, but they didn't tell you that you get paid pennies. She works really hard in editing her videos. She works very, very hard in editing her videos. And one of the reasons, like I said, that she created is because she did have to borrow some loans to pay for her education. I'm thankful that she don't have those stories where like she's $200,000 in debt and stuff. Like I said, even though, because in life, we do not have at the present moment 100% cash. We do not have, because if we had 100% of the cash to pay for everything, then you just pay, right? As long as you still have a little left. But she did not have 100% cash to pay for her education. So she had to take loans. And why this is important? Because some people may say, you know what? I don't have 100% cash, so I'm not going to do it. Okay? And years pass you by and you never did it. But the wonderful thing about living in the United States, America provides you with options. Okay? You have a lot of options. So whether that's a student, so she went and borrowed the loans, but she took the minimum. She took the lead. She took what she needed to take, right? So now she's getting her degree. So she paid for those degrees. And she's working. What are you talking about? Well, I'm talking about life. I'm talking about some of the options that we have that we should be thinking about. I'm speaking about like investing, speaking to an investment advisor, financial advisor, to learn about what options available, vehicles of where you can put your money to make it work for you better than a savings account or regular accounts. And I'm also speaking about students, how most of us don't have 100% cash to really pay for our education. So there's loans available that you can get to help pay for your degree. And also I was speaking about I spoke earlier about mortgage. Mortgage is basically a loan because we do not have 100% cash to pay for the house. So all of these are basically options because a lot of people would say, I don't have the cash to buy a house. So that means they don't see the possibility of being able to purchase a house. And they just continue to live the 9 to 5. Whereas some people will say, you know something, I don't have 100% to buy the house, but how is all these people buying house? Do you think all these people are investing in properties because they have 100% cash? No, they're not. You want to show the bank something, you can go to the bank and only have 3%. Only have 3%, and they have special loans that can help you. But you won't know about this unless you go into the bank and speak to a mortgage specialist. Okay, you speak to a mortgage specialist. And one of the most important people you want to speak to is a tax specialist, which is an accountant. Okay, you want to speak to a tax specialist. Very important because they can advise you before you purchase a property. Should I purchase a one family, which I believe is a waste of time? This is just my preference. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I believe, for me, I always love to purchase between 2 and 4 family property. And why between 2 and 4 family property? Speak to a tax specialist and they'll explain why. Because I'm not an accountant, so I can't tell you why. But this is just my preference. A one family for me is like for pleasure. After you did this and you're okay with this, then you can say, you know something, I'll go with this for pleasure. But unless you have it like that, you have that income like that, you have that money like that. But for me, for my first property, and for Mia, with me as her mom offering her advice, I would advise her. Her first property that she's going to purchase is going to be between a 2 and a 4 family. That's a must. That's what she's going to purchase. You may say, how are you going to say that's what she's going to purchase? She's going to purchase what she want to purchase. Yeah, that's true. She will purchase what she want to purchase, but Mia she has faith in her mother's words. I have been her mother for all these years, and I think I have advised her correctly. So for Mia, she's gonna purchase a 2 to 4. And I was trying to get her to purchase a property the other day, but honestly, do you guys see the price of properties nowadays, real estate? It's like, but then I started thinking, because the property that I wanted her to purchase, it was like, I think I was getting it for like $950,000, right? And I was doing the numbers. For $950,000. Because remember what I said to you, you don't have to have 100% cash to purchase any properties. The banks have so many options available to you. The most important thing when you're purchasing a property, in my opinion, is if you decide to take a mortgage, whatever the mortgage amount is, you have to be able to carry it yourself. Because when you purchase a 2 to 4 family property, let's say you're going to keep one area for yourself. So you have a 2 family. This is a 2 family house. So you're going to live here, right? This is where you're going to live. And then you're going to rent here. So now you just created a business. So you have this as rent. So you have this income that's going to come in and help you. And you're going to live here, so you won't have to pay rents any other place. So the income that you receive here is going to help you. You probably, I'm not sure, you probably have a lot of tax help because of this. But I was crunching the numbers and I did not know. I'm not $950,000, but I was looking at real estate in New York. Real estate in New York tend to be very expensive, and this could be my mentality, but maybe when she graduates and she get her job and she's making, then this would become a little bit more cheaper. But I'm excited for her. I can't wait until she get her first real job. And once that's coming in, the first thing I'm making sure that she does, she's going and invest in a 2 to 4 family property. That's what she's doing. That's the first thing. And we're going to crunch the numbers, and we're going to make it where if this person choose not to pay her rent, she can carry the mortgage by herself. Okay, because you have to think about that. You cannot just think about the good, oh, I'm going to get a 2 to 4 family property and I'm going to have this rental income, this rental income, this rental income. You have to think about the worst possible situation. If all of these people choose not to pay you your rent, you're not going to lose your house because of them. You have to be able to carry and pay, because the bank don't care about excuses. It's a wonderful thing. One of the things, and you might say, oh, I'm speaking this way because I had issues with tenants. Let me tell you, I had tenants. I have been a landlord probably for 30 years. And no joke, I'm not lying to you guys. 30 years, and I never had issues with any of my tenants. I never had issues with any of my tenants as far as like they not paying me rent or anything like that. And the reason why is because I remember what it was to be a tenant. That's first. And when I'm choosing a tenant, there's so many different programs out there and that you can choose from. And a lot of people don't do that. You know, I look at it like this in life. I had jobs where I have witnessed, I have been fortunate, I have witnessed, especially working for institution, where like at the end of the year, they decide, you know, something we need, they're merging or decide to let people go and stuff. So someone may have a fantastic job, making a lot of money every week, and then something happened, whether they get sick, whether they get layoff, whether things happen to people. Things happen to people that affects this, right? And if you're a landlord, yes, you feel bad, but you depend on this money to pay your bills. But there's so many different programs out there as far as like choosing tenants to try to minimize, to reduce this. So that's why I always tell you, it's not one way for everyone. And what I'm saying to some people is like, I don't want any of that stuff. It's greed, it's greed, it's greed. It's greed, it's greed, it's greed. But you're living in the world. You're working from 9 to 5. You're getting that paycheck. And if you choose, listen, you just want to be that. You're just happy with your $1 a week, and you take your $1 and it pays your rent and it buys your food and it do whatever, and you're going to be doing this for the next 40 years. And then after 40 years, you'll take the 50 cents pension, and the 50 cents pension is going to make you happy. Hey, give thanks to you because you fulfill what you wanted to fulfill. But if you are someone that's like, hey, I'm making $1 today, but I want to make $2 tomorrow, and I want to make $3 the next day, and I'll make $4. You want your income to continually increase. You want your wealth to just continue to go up. It's not going to happen if your only source of income is your 9 to 5, waiting for them to give you a 50 cents raise. Okay? It's not going to happen. What you're doing here, you're just maintaining. You're just maintaining this 9 to 5 and what it's bringing. And if you lose this 9 to 5, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen? So all I'm saying is it's a lot of options, and you should know your options, and do not wait until you get that $400 million to try to see what your options are. That's all I'm saying to you. The best time to make a plan is when you don't have it. You function and you move as if you had it, as if it's already here. You make choices on a smaller scale to test it out. Maybe you can't afford $1 million life insurance, but maybe you could afford $10,000 life insurance. When my kids was younger, I did insurance, and back then to me, whole life insurance was the best insurance. So, and they always have a rule to insurance, like you could only get so much. Whatever I got for my kids, I had to have like 3 times that amount for myself. That was one of the rules. And like I said to you, I was a mother, I was a student, I was the breadwinner. So I had to make choices, right? And what I tried to do with the little that I had, I try to have a little bit of everything. And one of the things that I did for all of my daughters when they were young is I set up whole life policies for them. And back then, the whole life policy, well, I think they still do. They build up the cash value. But the reason why I chose the whole life policy for my daughters when they were younger is because the premium never increased. I locked them in. I think I set it up. I think Mia was 2 when I created hers, and my other girls was like 6 or whatever. And I created that for them, and every 3 months, when I created it, it was like 20,000, and every 3 months was $30. And still, now I gave them the policy, and I said, here, they had cash value in there. You want it? Use the cash value, continue to pay the premium. But those were choices that I made early for them because I understood that. Because that's something, the older you get, the more expensive it costs to have it. So if someone or you can do it while you're young, this is why I say you have to speak to like an insurance specialist to find out. It's very good. And it's just another vehicle. I did everything for them. Savings bonds, my girls graduated from high school, I did everything. They had the little account. They have you remember those EE bonds that they used to have, those US savings bonds? When I kept birthday parties for my kids or any type of event, I would tell people, don't bring my kids toys, please. If you would like to give them something, here's the application. I had bonds applications. Remember back in the days, if you're a certain age, you know about it. In order to get a bond for your kids, there was a special green and white application that you had to fill out. So I used to provide people with the bond application, and I said, okay, you want to give them a gift? Here, this is what you can do. Give them this. And this is what I think a leader and this is what a parent do, okay? Because you buy so much toys for the kids, and it's like, understand one dolly, but why somebody need 15 and 20 dollies? Why do a little boy need 20 and 30 cars? Why do they need 20 or 30 He-Man? Hear me, He-Man. You know I'm old, right, when I say He-Man. Why do they need 20 Hulk? It doesn't make sense. And one of those Hulk is probably like $100. Imagine you took one of those $100 and you bought a bond for the kids. Or you took one of those $100 and you set up some type of investment for the kids. Do you know what the kid would have?
Personally. Sound like you're talking about somebody personally.
When my kids graduated from high school, you know what I did to them? I took them to the bank. And I gave them all the bonds that I purchased and people purchased for them over the years. And I said, do what you want with it. It's funny because my middle daughter, you know what she did? She cashed every single one of the bonds instantly. She cashed every single bond. I set her up with an account, and she took all of the money out of the account. Mia graduated high school, and I gave Mia her bonds. Mia have all her bonds in the house. She didn't cash not one. I think she might cash it in to pay off her student loan debt. That would be good too, to help her. It's not going to pay all of it, but it'll help her.
Well, one thing about bonds, they mature and they stay at the value.
But it's still a waste of time because you ain't made, a bond didn't make so much money. If I had took all that bond money and invest in a great company, it would have been worth more.
They get locked at a certain price.
Yeah, it would more, but you know what it is that I did something. You know what it is? It's better to do something than not do nothing at all. That's the point I'm trying to explain to people.
Okay.
You know, that's the point I'm trying to make. What I'm trying to say is you could buy one dolly for your child. You can buy one truck for your son, but you can also buy a bond. You can also do a little investment. You can also do a little savings account. You can also, and each one of my kids, Mia had her first bank account when she was 13. My other kids had their first bank account when they were 6 because they used to offer it. And I used to give them their little money and teach them like how to go and put little money up. And back then they had the books so when they deposited money, they see the balance increasing. You have to teach your children financial about money. You have to teach them that, and you have to teach yourself. If no one never taught you, it's never too late to start learning, okay? You do these things for yourself. But the point I'm trying to make is I did not just say, oh, I'm going to invest all the money in this. I did little things, and people around you that support you, you would not imagine you working on a job, okay? I'm gonna say 50,000. Imagine you made 50,000 and you've been working on this job for 30 years and you've been making $50,000 a year. Do you know how much money passed through your hands? I know that you did not come home with the 50,000. I know you had to pay taxes. I know you had other stuff to pay, but you don't even have a dollar? You don't have a dollar in a savings account? You don't have $100 in a savings account? You don't have $1,000, and you're going to tell me that you're working 15 hours a day and you cannot afford to buy a cruise, where a cruise ticket nowadays you could get you could pay $500 for a cruise to go on a beach and swim in the ocean? You can't afford to do that? And you've been working for 30 years? Come on. Come on. What's going on? What is going on? Makes no sense to me. So it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. Instead of seeing what you cannot do.
Do what you can.
No, instead of seeing what you cannot do, go and use the resources that are around you to see what you can do with what you have. And stop saying this is not for you or this person is getting all the money. Yes, there'll always be people higher than you. No, stop dreaming. Stop dreaming and wake up and be active. Dream and have goals. Sit down and imagine what you would like to be. Let me tell you, you know something? Let me tell you guys another story. I guess a lot of things get personal. There was years ago, I don't know if anybody remembers this. Remember the Cribs? Remember this? They had a TV show called Cribs, Stu?
Yes.
You remember Cribs?
Yes.
Okay, I used to be at home, and one of my favorite things to do was watch the show called Cribs. And when I used to look at Cribs, they used to have like people with the beautiful home. They used to have the movie theater. They used to have all this stuff. You know, the rooms, they used to be decorated nice. And I used to be sitting there going, wow, wow. And in my heart of heart, it really used to make me happy to see that. And I used to wonder, like, why couldn't I have one of those? Why couldn't I have one of those? You know what happened? The day came where I did go and get one of those. I did go and get one. I went and I didn't get, and you know why I got it? I got it because I was so hypnotized about the show Cribs and this fantasy about having a home like that I did go and purchase a home like that. Did I need a home like that? No, because you know what happened? I went and purchased a home like that, and every day, I should list myself, my daughters and myself, we slept in the family room because the house was so big, we were scared. We were scared. I never went downstairs. And the basement wasn't like an underground basement. The basement was on a first floor level. And we never went up there. And then the house was too big to clean because I purchased a home, but I didn't have enough money where I could have had like someone else. It didn't even need cleaning because we never went into any other room. We ran up during the day. We would run upstairs into the different bedroom just to bathe and get dressed and go about our day and then come back down. And then at night, we all slept together in the same family room. And then, so you know what? So now it's like, you know what it is, I think, with humans? I think it's like satisfying. It's like a desire that come upon us. And once you accomplish it, that's why I said that how it's important. Like sometimes you try to say, something, you try to save people from making mistakes. But I think people have to make their mistakes so they will understand. Some people, if you're really smart, you learn from others, the mistakes that others make, and you avoid it. But some of us, it's a desire that come upon us that we just have to fulfill. And once you fulfill it, you realize, hey, this is not all what it was meant to be. So we don't need it. We don't need it. But you know something? In life, it's a good thing if you're able to say, something, I try, I accomplish, I did it, and then you realize I don't need it, get rid of it. You don't need it, but you did it. And that's the person that walks around happy. But the person that I think walk around unhappy is because they want it, They never tried to get it because they put barriers on themselves that it was unattainable or it wasn't possible. And then they're upset with everyone that they see having it, or they make excuses for the person. You have to try and fail, try and succeed. And if you try and succeed, then you can make the choice, you know something, this is not for me. I don't want it here. Yeah, but you have to help yourself first, okay? You can do as much as you can do, because we do a lot of stuff. There's a lot. One of the things that breaks my heart is young kids. I don't like to see young people like hungry and starving. A lot of adults we go through. Think of the story of Job. Remember, God is the helper of everyone, okay? Think of the story of Job. Job was a wealthy man. He was very wealthy. He wound up losing everything. We go through stuff in life. We don't know why. But one thing I know, if you fall, if you were already at the bottom and you rise up to the top and you fall again, you will be okay, because you know what it was to be at the bottom and you can rise up again. But someone that's only lived life on the top and they fall to the bottom, they hear all these stories and they disbelieve that they have connected to it, so they feel as though that's the end of it. There's people that you would consider them at the bottom because they don't have a certain amount of wealth, but they have greater riches. They have love of family, love of kids, love of good health. They're not, at the end of the day, they're not working a 9 to 5 like that. On Friday, work stopped for them on Friday, and they get to enjoy the pleasure of great friendship and great people. That is priceless. Yeah, we do forget. We do forget as humans. That's why I always say that how it's a wonderful thing is you have a great support system, whether it's a partner, whether it's your children, to help remind you of things. We all need someone. We all need someone to remind us and motivate us. I get upset with Stu all the time.
Why would that go like this?
I had opened it. I get upset with Stu all of the time because I'm like, you were supposed to remind me of this. You know the funny part with Stu? I wait. I'm excited for him to remind me of things that I forget. And I always remind him. And when I remind him of things, he take it as if I'm trying to control him or tell him what to do. And I back away when somebody come to me with that energy, because that's the last thing I ever want to do. So if I'm offering you information or advice or something, and I'm not saying that you have to do what I'm saying, but if you come at me like, hey, you're not my mother, or hey, you're this, I back away, because I'm not trying to be anybody's mother. I'm not even trying to be my own kid's mother. My kids are grown. So I back away. And the funny part is, when I back away, then they be like, oh, but you didn't tell me. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? Excuse me. I'm like, crazy. What? I don't even know what to say. But I don't know. I wish I did. Ever since I have been spiritually journeying, I lost all my friends and okay, but you know what? You can make new ones, because you know something? Isn't it a beautiful thing, Stacy? Like you said, you're on a spiritual journey. It's so incredible to have someone there sharing with you, because you can have great conversation and great exploration of things, motivation, upliftment, encourage you, and you would go further. But you know, sometimes you cannot be the same. You cannot, in life, it's like I told the story earlier. When I started my adult life, I ate eggs all the time, because that's what I could have afforded to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, and I had to, when more came to me, I was able to eat other things. In life, it's a beautiful thing when you are in a spiritual journey, because that means you're getting to know yourself. You're getting to know your creator. You understand the world around you. It's a wonderful thing. It's a sense of peace that's coming to you. It's a sense of joy that's coming to you. It's a sense of gratefulness that's coming to you. And believe me, all you have to do is pray for those, because sooner or later, and that means you're more advanced than others. And when you're more advanced than others, they don't understand, but they will be. What you have to do is pray for people that have time. And that's a blessing upon you. The saddest thing is someone on their deathbed, because one thing I believe is that wisdom and understanding, whatever wisdom is in your book, comes to all of us. But if you have years of good health, and years of strength where you are becoming enlightened to certain information and you have years to enjoy it. What a blessing that is. But imagine like you're sick and you're on your deathbed and then the truth come to you. Then you start to understand spiritual journey or wisdom in this area. And then that's it. You only have like an hour left and your life is over. To me, that's sadness. That's the worst thing ever. So enjoy your spiritual journey. A lot of people take it negative, like, oh, you're religious, this and that. No. It's all about knowing that you did not create yourself. And you have to give respect to your creator. Just like we as parents, we understand good and we understand bad and we understand the sacrifice that we made in life for our children, carrying them, taking care of them and doing all this stuff. And then they grow up and they're like, oh, you did nothing for me. Or like, my mom did more, my dad did nothing. But yet they don't know dad was out there working 15 hours a day, or mom was out there. That's why you have to like, my breath is like, it skips a beat when I hear a story of someone that's like a mother, a father, doing it on their own while going to school, while working a job, and their kids are happy and they're happy. You know how incredible that is? So this is life. It's the life of journey. So continue on your journey. Do not allow anyone to think you know yourself to be blessed, that God is able to open up your mind and your eyes and your understanding to lead you. And it's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. And while you're on that spiritual journey, remember, you are living a part of this world, and make sure that you have all the options that's available to you just to make your life a little bit easier. That's what all of this is about. Instead of like just going through life and thinking that you don't have these choices, a lot of people are winning because they made themselves all this information available to them. You don't just have to go to school to learn this. When you go to school, you choose a major to study. You choose one field to study in. And there's many people that's choosing different fields, and the different fields that they choose, whether a doctor become a doctor, you go to him and you get advice, or her, you go to that doctor and you receive information and advice, how to treat a cold, how to treat a cut, how to do this. This here, financial advisor, when you receive that money, you are not a money expert. How should your money be diversified? What is it to own a house? What is it to rent an apartment? Do you need homeowners insurance? Do you need a car insurance? The only reason most of us have car insurance is because we're forced. You want to drive a car and someone else forced you to get insurance. Why should you be forced? We are all adults. It's young people that get forced to do things. A lot of young people, because of their age, they have some type of adults that's basically advising them. But you as an adult, why is it that we have the age that we're adult, but you only get insurance because the law says that you cannot drive a vehicle unless you have insurance, or you only purchase, and the funny part is a lot of people only get renter's insurance because maybe where they're renting, somebody else is telling them to do it. When are we going to stop and start analyzing things for ourselves and making choices for ourselves based on our desire and what is best for us? Yes, God lived within you, and it's so many things, and you are stronger than you think. A lot of people give up, cannot endure. And I think that's because they don't know their strength. You have to know that God lived within you. Once you start to realize this, that there's something greater than in yourself, there's nothing, you can accomplish everything. Sometimes it takes you longer. The problem with people is they want everything now. And in life, you can't get everything right now in the moment. You can't have what that person, unless like some type of luck come upon like 100 million instant lotto ticket, then yeah, you can go and purchase a bunch of stuff. But happiness is not just about money. Happiness is not just about owning property. To me, happiness is about having loving friends, having loving kids, having good health, number one, having the ability to say no or yes to something. That, to me, that's happiness. Sadness is when you don't have a choice between the yes or no. You just have to go with the flow because of whatever. That is happiness. So happiness is knowing this stuff. Happiness is knowing that my $50 is going here every month because of this. And happiness is having that $50 to make that choice to say, here, Mia, this is your, use the $50 and go and buy groceries. Or you know what? Call my girls together, we're going to the beach. That is happiness. But this live today really went off on some things. This is like good therapy too. Thank you so much, Stacy. Thank you so much for sharing so much, and continue on your journey. Do not allow anyone to rob you. You have to look at life as it's either you stay on their level or you move up high. Something is trying to pull you up on a higher level, and that doesn't mean that you are better than anybody else. It just means that God have chosen you to be able to see and understand certain things, and you just have to pray that others will be able to see. You never try to push, because you ever try to like explain something to some people and they just don't get it. They just do not get it, and you're bothered by that. And you ever like feel like physical pain? You feel like you get headaches and different things and feel very stressed out. You know why I believe that's happening? Because it's in a ways like we're trying to be God. We're trying to force people to understand things, and we cannot be God. God is the one that reveals things to people. And when you try to go against that, you cause yourself physical and mental suffering. Okay? So all we can do, you believe in the Most High, you believe in your Creator, pray, but at the same time, make sure you understand the world that you're living in. If you live in the U.S., I can only speak for the U.S. The U.S. is an incredible place that has so many options that we take for granted, that we believe that the rest of the world have. The rest of the world don't have it. The rest of the world do not have it available. They do not have people. You have to pay a lot of people a lot of money to get information. But you making an appointment with your bank. And why I keep saying the bank, because the bank have so many individuals to help you, whether it's a regular loan person, whether it's an account specialist, whether it's an investment person, whether it's an insurance person. The only thing that the bank do not have is an accountant to help you for free. But the bank is an incredible place. Make the appointments. And especially if you're a young person, and if you're an older person that never did it before, make the appointments and go in and see what options are available and find out how you can start off with a little bit of what you have. So I have been talking for a while, and normally I do
Also tell them how bank payments you too.
what happens to?
When you're in trading, how they try to stop you from making the most profit.
Oh yeah, that's another story. Stu was telling me to share with you guys what
Banks do also.
what they do sometimes, because I encounter a problem I never encountered before, because I've been doing this for a while, for many years, but I was not really as aggressive. I never used to do it every single day. I did it once in a while, being in the mood. And when I started doing it like every morning, recently I've been making like some large purchases. And when when you purchase something, it's supposed to be available to you right away, or your fund's supposed to be available to you right away. And one institution I realized has been playing games, which I never realized before. So that's why I say to you, sometimes like you doing stuff, you realize like that's a story for another day. But
To say, yeah, the banks are good, but you gotta watch them too.
Stu was saying the banks is good, but you have to watch them too, because they put things in place that really screw you up. Because what I'm doing is something I make like quick move. I normally get in and get out really fast, and I witnessed some things happen with institution that should not be happening, and it makes me wonder if they do it to other people. But that's another story. But What is your channel about? Oh, Uniquely Mia. She's a graduate student. It's my daughter's channel. She's a graduate student. She's in grad school. She's about to graduate in a few months. And basically, she shows her life as a graduate student. She live on campus at the university, and she does like technology videos. She travels. She basically show her life. She travel, what she's doing at school, when she's on vacation, what she does. So I'm her mom, and she gave me the honor to log on, start a live 4 a.m. because normally I'm up at 4 a.m. and I'm watching like these charts, seeing what's happening. And I just decided to share it. And it's just, I guess in a way, it's about, for me, my part on what I'm doing, it's about sharing my years of experience and some choices I've made, which were bad, some which were good, and just like motivating. But Mia's just sharing her cross-culture experience with everyone. She said like all opinions are welcome as long as we communicate respectfully. And it's just conversation. We talk about things. We talk about our spiritual journey. We talk about, she's on a savings journey right now, which she's saving like $10 a day. She's getting a great graduation gift, so she needs spending money. So she's recording how she's saving her $10 a day so she could have her spending money when she go on vacation. So it's just a motivation channel just to uplift you and encourage you. And at the same time, while she make the video, she did have to take student loan debt. So everyone that subscribed to her, and when you watch her videos, she get paid a percent from it, pennies on the dollar, but she get paid something from it because we understand the value of a dollar, and every penny adds up. So one day she hoped that she received so many subscriptions of individuals that's watching her videos that she will earn enough that will help her to pay off her student loan debt. So that's one of the things that she's doing. She also has a part-time job at her university. She also have the support of her family. So we're all doing what we can do, because I would love the day of her graduation to give her a check. This is why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I want to be able to say, here, pay off your student loan debt. So it's a little of this. Oh, thank you. Your words are kind, Stacy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But what I'm going to do, I will end this stream right now, and I normally do a little cooking, so the channel will also have a little cooking stream to it. I'm not sure what I'm gonna make for breakfast today. Maybe you know something, I don't think I'm gonna start a breakfast stream today. I'm gonna prepare a lunch because I have some workers are coming to the home. I'm gonna get my bedroom painted, so I have some workers that's coming, and I normally, anyone that's working in the house, I normally prepare lunch for them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prepare a lunch. So I'm gonna start a live stream in preparing lunch, so you guys get to see that. So thank you so much for joining the live. Please have some breakfast, whatever that is. If it's a cup of hot water with a little sugar, if you don't have sugar, drink the hot water, let it go into your system. If you have bread, eat the bread. If you have butter and cheese, put it on it. If you don't, give thanks for whatever you have, because whatever you have, it may be a little, but it's something, okay? It's something today, and it'll be abundant tomorrow. Okay, and give thanks for the little. God bless you as well. Stacy, thank you so much for the blessings. And I will hopefully see you guys at lunch. And I normally prepare lunch early, so that's probably going to be around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock or something like that. If I don't see you, it will be recorded. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share the channel. Let's support Mia, and please watch her video. And thank you guys so much for logging on. Thank you for the conversation. I really enjoyed. I appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your precious moment with me. And please stay blessed and do not allow anyone to rob you of your joy, and have a wonderful, wonderful day today. Thank you. Have a great day.